You know, there's an invisible war being fought right now. It's not for land or resources, it's for the wealth of an entire generation. And the soldiers in this war, they don't carry guns. They use the telephone. And their target? It's everything you and your family have ever worked for. Think about it. 40 years of hard work, decades of saving, of sacrificing, all of it just gone. Wiped out in a single phone call. And you have to understand, this isn't some made-up story to scare you. This is happening right now in kitchens and living rooms all across the country. And don't for a second think this is random. This isn't some lone wolf trying to get lucky. No. This is an industry, a massive global network of predators. They've got call centers, they use data analytics, and they have a single, chillingly simple business model. Steal the retirement savings of our parents and grandparents. Yeah, their target list is very, very specific. It's your mom, your dad, your grandparents. But you know what? This is not going to be a story about victims. This is a survival guide. And today, we're going to arm the defenders. Okay, so to win this invisible war, we first have to understand who we're up against. And this isn't some far-off conflict. The battlefield is our own homes. The prize? The financial security of the people we love most. I mean, it's gotten so bad that even the Social Security Administration is practically screaming from the rooftops about it. They see it every single day. This isn't just a handful of crooks. We're talking about a calculated, systemic assault on an entire generation. So you might think their biggest advantage is technology, right? Wrong. Their most powerful weapon is psychology. See, they aren't trying to hack a bank's firewall. They're trying to hack the human brain. They're trying to hack us. It's the question everyone asks, right? How does a smart, careful person, someone who's worked their whole life, end up giving it all away? Well, here's the crazy part. The scammers don't exploit weakness. They actually exploit our strengths, our deep-seated respect for authority, our powerful instinct to protect our family. They literally turn our own humanity into a weapon against us. And it's not random. Their attack almost always follows a four-part script. It's like a formula. First, they claim authority to get you to respect them. Second, they manufacture fear to make you panic. Third, they inject a crazy amount of urgency to shut down your logical brain. And fourth, the real kicker, they force you into isolation, so there's nobody around to break the spell. So the big question is, how do you spot them before it's too late? It's simple, really. You learn their playbook. We're about to expose the 4 huge red flags, and I promise you, once you see them, you can never unsee them.
Okay, so here's how it starts. It almost always begins with a lie. You get a call, and the voice on the other end is calm, professional. They're not trying to scare you. Not yet. They're doing the opposite. They're trying to make you trust them. This is the hook.
And right there, that's red flag number 1, government impersonation. See, they don't bother trying to build your trust. That takes too long. They just steal it. They'll say they're from the IRS or Social Security or Medicare, basically wrapping themselves in the flag of a legitimate agency. It's all about using that borrowed credibility to get their foot in the door. And then comes the pivot. Suddenly, that calm, professional voice is gone. And in its place, a crisis. A federal warrant for your arrest. Your bank account is about to be frozen. Some huge threat against your money. The hook is set. And now they start reeling you in hard. That's red flag number 2, a totally manufactured emergency. Or sometimes they'll go the other way, a sudden, unbelievable prize you've won. But honestly, it doesn't matter if it's terrifying or exciting, the goal is exactly the same, to flood your brain with so much emotion that the logical part, the critical thinking part, just shuts down. They want you to react, not think. All right, next up, they isolate you. That phone line, it basically becomes a prison. They'll tell you this is a top-secret federal investigation, that you're under a strict gag order. They'll say that telling anyone, and I mean anyone, even your own spouse or kids, will have terrible consequences. And that's red flag number 3, intense pressure and total isolation. Why do they do this? Because their entire house of cards collapses with one simple question from someone on the outside. A son, a daughter, a trusted friend, anyone who can just say, wait a minute, hang up the phone. So they build this little cage of urgency and secrecy to make sure that voice never gets a chance to break through. And then, finally, after all this panic and fear, they offer you the solution. The one and only way to fix this massive federal problem. And it's not, call your lawyer. It's not go to your bank. It is, and this sounds completely insane, a trip to Target or Walmart.
And this right here is the final, loudest, most obvious red flag of them all. Number 4, the payment method. Let me be perfectly clear about this. No government agency on planet Earth will ever ask you to pay a fine or a fee with a gift card, or a wire transfer to a weird account, or crypto. Why? It's simple, because that money is completely untraceable and totally irreversible. The second you hear them ask for a gift card, you know, the game is over. It's a scam, period.
Okay, so now you know their playbook. You can spot the attack coming. But that's all defense. What if there was an offensive move? What if there was a single habit that could not only make you completely untouchable by these predators, but could actually improve your entire financial life?
I know, it sounds too good to be true, right? Protect yourself and get richer. But the data shows this clear, bright line between people who are financially fragile and those who are financially secure. It comes down to one simple behavior. And get this, the people who practice it have, on average, more than double the savings of those who don't.
And before you start thinking about what this could be, let me tell you what it's not. It's not about earning more money. It's not about clipping coupons or any of that stuff. And it has absolutely nothing to do with cutting back on your lifestyle or giving up the things you love. It is so much simpler and way more powerful. Okay, here it is. The habit is called independent verification. It's a simple 2-step process. Step 1, you hang up the phone. Just end the conversation. Don't argue, don't explain, just hang up. Step 2, you take control. You look up the official verified number for the agency they claim to be from or for your bank, and you make the call back. That's it. Taking back control. That is the one habit that absolutely destroys scammers and, believe it or not, builds real wealth. So what you have right now is basically a suit of armor. You have the intelligence, the knowledge to see the attack coming, and you have the one move that defeats it every single time. So let's quickly review our survival kit. Your survival kit has 2 critical pieces. First, your shield. That's awareness. Just knowing those 4 red flags we talked about lets you see the attack for what it really is. And second, your sword. That's verification. The simple, powerful act of hanging up and making the call yourself. That's the move that ends the fight, right then and there.
Look, this knowledge really is armor, but it's armor that only protects the person who's wearing it. These criminals, their entire business model relies on finding people who don't know this information. So the question I want to leave you with isn't just about what you've learned today. It's about who you're going to protect with it. Who in your life needs this survival guide?